It is also possible in the MESS+QMC2 system to emulate the P-Code card. So it's developed by the university, UCSD, and it can actually compile into an intermediate language. It's called a pseudocode or a P-Code. So languages like Pascal and BASIC can be compiled into this language. It is a standalone card, which you see over here. So there's a switch here to turn it on or turn it off. And this card is inserted into the peripheral expansion box. And then you use your TI-9948 with the keyboard to control this card. If you search on FTP whtech P-Code, you can find more diskettes, more information about this P-Code system, including the manual. So here's the manual from how to insert it, how to turn it on and turn it off. And with those 3 additional diskettes, you can actually use different commands like you see here, like edit the file, like create a text file, which you'll need to compile it later. Okay, so let's go to the system. So the P-Code is actually installed in one of those slots of the PEP system. If you look to the configuration over here, you see the P-Code card has been installed. So it's this option over here. We also require floppy disk controller, otherwise we cannot utilize the disks. There is no module installed, but if we start the system and I press enter here, we only see TI Basic. So the P-Code is not overruling the system yet. Now to get it enabled, we need to set that switch on the card. Now to do that, we have to press the scroll lock in the MESS system. I don't have a scroll lock key on my keyboard, so I need to press it using the on-site keyboard. Okay, that not always works. It's now in full emulation mode, but I have to put it into partial emulation mode. Then I can press the tab key. We go to the dip switches, and then the switch can be turned on or can be turned off. So we turn it on again. Return to the previous menu. Okay, now I need to get out of the emulator and then start it again. So I do that via this option. Close this window, go back to my emulator. Okay, and start it again. Okay, and now you see that it takes some time before the screen comes up. So we have to be patient. If no diskette is put into the system, it still comes with a command prompt, but even if it has a disk inside, then it comes with more information, which we probably see in a minute. Okay, here it is. So if you see information like this, editor and filer, and the date, then we actually know that a diskette has been put inside the system. Now on the top, we can enter the commands, like E for edit, R for run, and then the question mark. So if I press the question mark over here, okay, so you cannot press the question mark on your keyboard. You need to use the TI configuration. That means Alt-I. So press Alt-I, which is the question mark. So we see all the other commands as well, like link, execute, assembler, debug, halt, initialize, use restart, monitor, and back to edit and run. Now if I press the E for edit, it's going to the disks, and the disk requires a file called system.editor, and then we go into an edit mode where we can create a work file, and we can actually write a program. Now if I want to get out of this, I have to press Q. Okay, and now I can exit without updating or saving it. So I press the E, and I'm back into that command mode. You can find more details in the manual about this. Let me see if I can show that here. Okay, so this is the whole structure of the USCD P system, where all the commands are listed here. And then once you go into the edit mode, for example, we see the additional commands. Okay. So if I press halt, then I'm back to the original system, and now you see that the P-Code system is not active, and I can go back to TI Basic. So I have to do the same trick as I did earlier to set the dip switch, get out of the emulator, and start it all over. The P-Code system comes with 3 disks, an editor file disk, a compiler disk and an assembler linker disk. But if you open up those disks in the TI-dir utility, then we see it belongs to Pascal, but there's all kind of garbage. So we actually don't know what type of file is stored on those disks. Compiler the same thing, and assembler the same thing as well. So it is really a system which runs on its own. So hereby I hope I've shown some insight into the TI-99 P-Code card and how you run it into the MESS QMC system.